Something little Tattletale tells them, what's up, Sussex Squad? How y'all doing? Sit down. We have to talk. Harry has been sweeping the world, and William and Kate are having a pathetic podcast. Y'all, let's get into this. Y'all, if you guys don't know, Harry showed up at the Invictus Games. I watched it, the opening. He was like, I am Invictus, right? I thought it was like an episode out of Braveheart. Listen, he literally shook the table. And you know how you know? Because Kate and William are doing everything they can to steal attention from Harry. Now we need to talk about Kate and William. I understand now why Kate, she showed up at like the French Open or something. I understand why Kate honestly didn't show up for the Australian Open with her daughter, Charlotte. Because let's be real, Kate was getting new Botox. Her face is once again chopped and screwed. Y'all can say it looks lumpy bumpy, but it's, woo, Kate's been through that wind tunnel again. William, on the other hand, is literally trying to prove that he still is the better, most popular brother. And here's the thing, right? At this point with Harry and Meghan, I can't wait till Meghan arrives for the Invictus Games, right? I just have to laugh. Harry is a worldwide phenomenon. With the help of his wife, Meghan, you can argue that Harry was always internationally popular, but with Meghan, they became a supernova. William and Kate are trying to be that, but the only place they ever score is in the UK. That is why everything they're doing to take the attention off of Harry is for the UK newspapers, which is cool, right? Which is cool, but you're trying to compete with what happens in Little Britain with a worldwide scale. You really think doing some rinky-dink podcast, which I will say monkey see, monkey do, as much as they wanted to drag Meghan for her podcast, as with everything Meghan Markle does, now you're copying her. But of course, you're doing it in the most lame way. What is it? In America, Archetypes was trending #1 for weeks. America is basically the biggest market. If it's not, it's definitely a bigger market than the UK. You appeared on Mike Tindon's rugby podcast talking about you and William are super competitive. But when you did that, it really, right? But seriously, that's when it came to me. And that's when I thought, therein lies why the rift can't be healed between you and Harry. Okay, William let it be known in that podcast, he is insanely competitive, right? The thing is, he's the type of competitive that there can only be one. If you're that competitive and everybody in your life has been telling you, you are the one like Neo, everything in this domain, their goldfish, their dogs, their kittens, their puppies, everything is under your domain. And you see a younger brother that got red hair, which, you know, in America, we're a fan of, but oddly enough, gingers are teased overseas in the UK. I don't know why. Maybe it's more common in the US. He got red hair, right? He had a little chicken cowlick all his life. Let's be real. Harry's here until he discovered some VO5 sculpting putty. A little bit of a mess. A little chicken cowlick half his life, right? He didn't have a good barber. Everybody was saying, oh, he's just a spare, he's this, he's that. The only person that really thought Harry was worth anything was his mama, and his mama had his own issues, right? So even though William might have loved his brother, right? He always became before Harry, right? Harry was his ugly friend, right? The friend that you walked in and you're just like, no, he's nice. But if somebody was like, yo, but I think he's better than you, William would have been like, okay, right? So that's the first thing. Harry, along the lines, even before Meghan came, had become more and more popular. But with Meghan, it was a supernova. Harry got with the woman that William, if Kate wasn't looking, probably would have been trying to attend Meghan's rose bushes. Please tell me he wouldn't have invited the suits to the Kensington Palace for a special screening, if you know what I mean, right? They clearly, from what I read and what I understand, it seemed like William had like a little crush on Meghan. And by little crush, he admired her, thought she was a great actress, thought she was a class act, you know, to the point of when Harry was like, yo, I'm dating her. They was like, get out of here, Harry, you didn't. Imagine thinking such little of your brother that you tell him that a gorgeous actress is dating him and you think your brother's lying. That's what they thought of Harry, right? So you got a woman that you wanted, even though I do honestly think, even though he probably liked Meghan physically, mentally, he likes like cobwebs and spiders, critters crawling around the head, right? He likes when he goes into like, somebody's head. What are you thinking? They're like, whatever you want, my king, right? I know Kate is very conniving, but when it comes to William, she seems to be a bit of a doormat. William seems like he prefers doormats. So you already have a woman on paper that William's not stupid. He sees the way Meghan ran circles around baby brains. He didn't like that. Okay? Harry's getting all this press. Meghan's getting some press. The reason he can't stand Meghan is because he knew that Meghan was going to elevate Harry, and he was right. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Some of you guys might have already figured this out. Let's talk about Kate, right? Because Kate, sorry, keep moving this. Let's talk about Kate. Because Kate also said that she's super, super, super competitive with William too. That's one reason they get along. But here's the thing. William and Kate always had their issues, always seemed to be moving apart until what? I'll tell you, until Meghan got there. William and Kate were competitive with each other, and to a point seemed like they couldn't stand each other. But once Meghan arrived and Harry, they united to compete against their biggest foe. Believe it or not, I think one of the reasons, this is just my opinion, that William and Harry have not reconciled is because Kate has probably never been closer to William as when they were uniting to go against Meghan. And even though she could have maybe brought the boys back together or did something, it's better this way for Kate, On top of that, you look at William, so desperate to become number one, even to the point of you're competing with Harry with the Invictus Awards. I'm sorry, but nobody cares about that stupid Mike Tyndall podcast in America. Nobody cares about whatever is going on. But I'll tell you what everybody is talking about in America, the Invictus Games. Now, I'm not saying it's like people in the checkout line are like, oh my God, did you hear about the Invictus Games? But it is in newspapers, it is in articles, and William knows that. Even if you are in every single household, right? In the UK, on the front page, it's still only 1/5 of what you could get in America. Harry is still the most popular, to the point of William is making up stupid lies about polls that he is the most popular public figure in America. So he can go and lie back to his friends in the UK. It's like the UK people, I get it. They don't care about really what's going on in America. William just wants to be able to make up stories and lie. But the fact that you even think that Americans go around doing popularity polls like we're in 3rd grade, and even if we did, the fact that out of all the people we have in America, right, both crazy and not, because we love a good train wreck. You think we are thinking of Baldilocks and waiting for a personality Katie on Saltine Island? Do you really not think that we have enough people to love or hate on our own soil? It's literally mad. Harry, as much as I know Sussex Squad followed Harry from the time he was young, I only knew Harry once Meghan got married to him, and then I did a deep dive into what was going on. Y'all, William and Kate are self-destructing before our very eyes, and baby, we love to see it. How are they self-destructing? You guys think about it. At the end of the day, William is more and more insular, because instead of actually having a brain and thinking about making strong bonds with the Commonwealth, or even how Queen Elizabeth recognized the Commonwealth. Yeah, I know she came off as like a sweet old mom, but at the end of the day, she was expanding her own power, right? William's too stupid to realize that, because he thinks that everything is just given to him on a super platter. He doesn't think his power can go away. All he cares about at the end of the day is playing to those stupid imbeciles on Saltine Island. And because of that, every single thing he does in his life will be to look better than Harry to everybody on Saltine Island. He does not care if the Earthshot Prize is laughed out of America. He does not care if nobody cares. All he cares about is people in Britain are like, well done, William. Good job. Good job. Y'all, this is, and I know I say it all the time, but it fills me with glee, the beginning of the end of the monarchy. Again, people like to blame Diana. Camilla was the one that started this. And from that, everything has fallen. And William, when he forsaked his mom, signed on to be the next one. But I think William and Kate are actually going to do that. William is so egotistical, so drunk with power, so enraged. Kate doesn't know anything but to scurry after William, all right? Kate, in her world, is England. She doesn't care. She never leaves anywhere, right? Except to go on an island, millionaire islands vacation. You guys, the beginning of the end is here. I say kudos to Harry and Meghan, because every time you step out the house, they lose their minds and scramble and scurry. But if you realize it, if you look at what's even being said over in Saltine Island, their mistakes are being talked about more and more and more. That news media is starting to accept that Harry and Meghan are always going to win. And they're also starting to accept that when Harry and Meghan go into hiding, they can't get anything. And because Harry and Meghan will sue like that, they can't make up anything. So they're looking to the other royals for gossip, for fodder, right? The only people out there, really, Charles and Camilla, and you know Camilla's not letting that happen on her watch, right? And William and Kate. You guys, I honestly do believe in the next year, because interest is starting to wane in Harry and Meghan, not in the way of public interest, but in the way of they're not giving the tabloids enough to run off of. You know, gossip is a little dry. How much can they talk about every time Meghan steps out with a new pair of socks, or Harry gets a new shape up on his beard? You guys, the end is near. It started with that misstep that he did with the World Cup, and it's going to keep on going. This is the future of the monarchy. William, Kate, Mike Tyndall. Baby, I'm just waiting for Camilla's kids to come in, because you know Charles is going to give them positions, because William and Kate are going to do nothing this year. Baby, listen, let me know what you think in the comments. Congratulations on the Invictus Games. I can't wait for Meghan to show up and show out. That's right, Nigeria, Meghan's homeland. Let's go. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.